Andy, thanks so much for the time. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, so first thing out of the gate, I want to ask, you've read it. You've read the stuff that I've read. You've heard the stuff that I've heard, no doubt. All these cries for we need to make a change, and even going so far as to say we need to get rid of Frank Wilson. When you hear those things and you read those things, your initial reaction is?
Well, it's ridiculous to begin with. There's no way that you could forecast the number of injuries UTSA was going to have this year. When upwards of 30 players missed time because they were hurt or never even saw the season because of devastating injuries, you're behind the 8 ball right away. When you start changing things, you never get any momentum going. He's only been here 3 years. This is only his second recruiting class that's playing now. He's getting ready to have his third. It's to me, the good thing about it is that people care. And I think that's a good thing, is that there's enough people that care about it to want to have immediate success. But I think sometimes immediate success is kind of short-lived, because even if you brought in Nick Saban and he's not coming, you're not going to guarantee a winning season in year one if he has more injuries like he just did. I think that Frank's a great coach. I think he's got a great staff. This will get turned around, but you can't play 22 freshmen at the same time and expect to have positive results every time.
This may be the wrong question to ask, because when it comes to fans and groupthink, maybe all bets are off. But does it surprise you a little bit that the fan base isn't more thorough in the thinking and just the calls for change and wanting to make this, that they seem to come so quickly, and that fans just seem to jump at the chance to say something along those lines? Surprise you a little bit?
There were fans that wanted Greg Popovich fired after he won 2 NBA championships, so nothing ever surprises me when it comes to fans. And they're emotional. They're fanatics. That's what they are, and they want success every time. And once you've tasted wins, like UTSA did in 2016 and get to a bowl game, now you want more. And you want to win conference championships, and you want to be like, Central Florida, where you're in line for an FBS bowl bid every year and a New Year's Day bowl game. So everybody wants more and more and more. It never surprises me what fans do, but they don't necessarily always know all the intricacies and the details of it. And when I've either hosted shows or I've had time to explain things during a broadcast, there are always reasons why things happen. Fans too often think of them as excuses. They're not excuses. Sometimes coaches will come up with an excuse, and you can see right through it. But 90% of the time, when something doesn't go wrong or go right, there are reasons why, and there were a whole bunch of reasons why this year, and it was mainly injuries and inexperience.
Now, when you look into the offseason now, and you're going to get those guys healthy, and you mentioned his next recruiting class as well, not the one that he's recruiting now, but the one that's already on the roster and is set to make an impact. Frank has said that the future is bright. Do you agree with that assessment?
Absolutely. If you look at all the other Conference USA coaches and ask them, what do you think of UTSA's talent? All of them will say, everybody else wanted those players. We were all recruiting the same type of player, the same player that is out there. Everybody wanted him. So not every coach is wrong that these guys aren't good. And there may be 1 or 2 that don't pan out to their potential. But for the most part, all of these guys were excellent football players in high school and will be excellent college players. When you see a freshman phenom on a campus excel, it's usually because he's got a lot of other players who are very experienced around him. I don't care if you're at Texas or Alabama. If you put 22 freshmen on the field at the same time that have never seen a college game, they're not going to be very good. They're not going to succeed at what they're doing. And at times, UTSA had 8 or 9 guys on the field that were freshmen on the offensive side of the ball. And that correlates to the defense, too, because when there's not enough time of possession and when there's not points being scored, the defense is playing on a short field and a long clock all day long.
Well said. Very well said. And we'll see what happens next year when all those guys, including Frank Harris, who, let's not forget, the guy who was penciled in to be the starting quarterback, never got that opportunity from way back when because of the devastating injury. Andy Everett, we so much appreciate the time as always.